Welcome, and thanks for stopping by. So, are you ready to get into some roguish fun with this? With this McFarlane Toys action figure review of Critical Role's Vax'ildan, aka Vax, from the animated series The Legend of Vox Machina. Also, keep watching to the end of this episode so you can see what collectible I'll be showcasing next time. So, let's go ahead and check out Vax's packaging box artwork, followed by the action figure, here on Nerdmazing. You can easily see the half-elf rogue with a multitude of daggers and display base behind the clear wraparound film. You also have the logo for Critical Role and the show's logo for the Legend of Vox Machina at the bottom, followed by the action figure's name. The top of the packaging has the McFarlane Toys logo and additional clear film at the top to allow more light to come through the packaging in order to highlight the figure in its box. The right side has logos we just saw on the front, as well as Vax'ildan's name. The back of the packaging has Vax crouched down, getting ready to lay out some sneak attack damage to an enemy. There is also a brief character bio for him next to the Vax illustration that comes in 3 different languages. Below that is an animated image of the Vox Machina party members ready for action. The left side again shows the Critical Role logo, but now you get this great animated view of the stoic Vax illustrated at the bottom. So let's go ahead and unbox this Vax Critical Role action figure now. Here is the packaging of Vax ready to open. Now I had some trouble at the bottom as it's very snug down there, so I wasn't able to open it. So I'm going to do it from the top this time. And there's some tape here on the side, as well as the other side. And here at the top, if you can see, let me see if I can get the light there. So right there, and I've already pre-cut that. But it's a lot easier for me to open it up from here at the top. So I'll go ahead and pull out the figure, like so. And you get the figure in a nice clamshell form fitted. It's got his accessories as well as the figure. Got some strapping right here. Don't know if there's any other where else. No, it doesn't look like it. Just right there at the torso area. And let me just set him to the side and just pull out the art card as well, where you have the display stand that he comes with that is sealed to said art card. So give me 1 second to get this figure ready to showcase. I now have the Vax figure unpackaged, so let's go ahead and check out the action figure first. Here's the front, side, back, behind the cape, other side, as well as a top view and a bottom view. And as you can tell, he has the peg holes right here for the display stand, which you can use on either feet. So let's go ahead and check out the articulation, starting with the head and working our way down to the feet. With the head, you have a 360, really nice. Some tilt, very minor. You don't get a full range because of the cape. For tilt down, a little bit nice. Not too bad on the tilt down, but he can't really go past reset, again, for his hairpiece as well as the cape. But overall, not too bad when it comes to the head. As for the arms, you gotta work a little bit to get the T motion because of the cape mantle. I think that's what that's called. But up here at the fur, it kind of restricts it a little bit. But that's about as far as you can go with the T motion. So he does have bicep rotation. Really nice there. Like no forearm rotation. Elbows, really nicely done. Really smooth right there. As for shoulder rotation, you are limited because of this piece right here. You can only go up that far up and about roughly that far back. So there's a limit due to the cloak piece. Now the hands are a little bit interesting. I don't know if they're built different, but they're a bit more fragile. I've already popped this hand off by accident trying to do the wrist, so I'm not going to really mess with that. But it does have rotation, but you really can't go inwards and outwards with this hand, or at least not on my figure. And this one, again, has rotation, but if you push too hard, you can kind of see it wants to pop out. You can kind of see right here. So I really wouldn't mess with the wrist going inwards, because you might just knock the hand out and it'll take a second to get that back in. All right, let's put the arms right up as far as we can go. And as for the torso, you can go down a little bit, but not really. He kind of goes right back to reset. The clothing is restricting that. And not really go back at all. Again, the clothing is restricting that. The cape is a nice soft plastic. So is the hair. He doesn't really have upper torso rotation. I think it's built in there, but you are restricted because of the clothing. But he does have it right here at the belt line, where you can easily spin him around. It's really nice and smooth. Legs can easily go in front of him very nicely. But going back, there is some limitation due to the clothing. So that's about as far as you can go back with him. The splits, really nicely done. Excellent. There is no thigh rotation. There is no calf rotation at all. Knees articulation, really nicely done on both sides. Really well. It's interesting if you look at the legs. I feel like my figure is a bit bow-legged right here. Maybe a little heat might help straighten that out. Maybe it was because of how it was packaged and just how it stayed. But hopefully yours doesn't do that and you can kind of straighten it out with a little heat from maybe, say, a hairdryer. As for the ankles, they spin around, nice good 360. There is some rocking you can kind of saw right there. Let's say for both. So not too bad. Feet point down, feet point up, and as always, one second, you get that nice toe articulation, or at least I say that. That one's giving me a little bit of trouble, but I do believe it will work on this one. Nice toe articulation there, and it goes right back down, but this one is not working for some reason. So maybe it's just a bit stiff. Oh, there we go. There's that toe articulation. Brand new to the packaging. Sometimes these figures get a little bit sticky and stiff, so you just work them out. But he does have toe articulation on both areas. And one thing that I really like, right here, as you saw in the back, he's got these nice deals, nice, sheaths for his daggers. So you can easily take them, put them in like so, and they look really nice. And let's take a look at those daggers now anyways. So let me just set him down, put him back to reset, and we can check out these wonderful daggers that Vax has. And they look great. Now the shape and the design are, again, the same on both sides. And I just love the fact that he has 3 of them, so it gets some great stabbing action. I'll put those back. And there you go. And he, again, has a display stand with the Legend of Vox Machina logo. Got the little peg there that can go on either leg. So, let's go ahead and check out the size of this figure.
This Vax'ildan McFarlane Toys action figure stands just a little over 6.5 inches tall, slightly under the 7 inches tall that it's listed at. So here is Vax next to the other 3 currently released Vox Machina members, Percy, Keyleth, and Vexalia, Vax's sister. Can't wait for McFarlane Toys to release the other party members. I wonder if we'll get a trinket. McFarlane Toys has been doing a great job on these head sculpts for Critical Role figures, as Vax looks great. He has excellent facial expressions that really show off this character's demeanor. Vax is a half-elf, so you get these nice pointed ears on the side. The hair sculpt is on point with all the detailed line work that's added to it to give you the illusion of hair strands. If I'm able to get close enough, and if you can see it, they even added a little bit of glint to his eyes, which is such a cool detail. I am really digging the cape Vax has, with all the fur detail that is at the top of the cape that encircles Vax's shoulders and goes halfway down the back. Then, as it transitions down to a lighter brown color of the cape itself that shows off some excellent folding, nicely done, feels like it would keep you warm out there in the elements and help you sneak around when you don't want to be seen. Vax is in his Season 1 gear from the animated show with his black leather armor and utility straps and belts to help him do his roguish things. Loving the double dagger holders he has strapped at his backside as it looks so cool. Vax just has so many options to stab his enemies. The legs are simply done in black to represent the black leather armor. I really like the calf-high leather boots as they fold down from the top and the creases that form in the leather around the ankles and feet. I am unsure if any of the gear he has is magical or not, but I assume it isn't, since this is probably a very low level Vax for this first season. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far and want to be part of the Nerdmazing community so you can stay up to date when new episodes get released, consider subscribing to Nerdmazing. Also, give that like button a click as it really helps out the channel. Plus, if you want to discuss this action figure with me, drop your comment below for me to respond back to. Now, Vax is voiced by the talented Liam O'Brien, who is the original cast member for Critical Role who played Vax'ildan on the YouTube series for Campaign 1, the tabletop adventure. Vax is a half-elf rogue that leans towards the chaotic good alignment. He also subclasses as an assassin to let him do amazing damage on the tabletop version. As the packaging description says, the streamy, studly loner of the group, Vax'ildan doesn't share a lot except with his sister Vex. Trouble yet determined to reckon with the wrongs of this world, he'll steal your heart and possibly your coin purse. Now, his method and demeanor may be rough, but there's no denying he's a hero, or at least one in the making. If you haven't seen the animated series yet of The Legend of Vox Machina, you have to, as there's this hilarious scene in it with Vax in a door, something that carries over from the tabletop version. The animated show is a blast to watch, as the whole cast of characters are imperfect with issues of their own, and things don't always go as planned, which is much like any other normal Dungeons & Dragons tabletop campaign with player characters. I can't tell you how many of my characters have died in the past by rolling a nat 1. Well, this McFarlane Toys action figure of Critical Role's Vax'ildan from the animated show was amazing to showcase, even if my figure had a few issues, yet still a great piece to add to your Vox Machina collection. I will leave a link to the McFarlane Toys website in the description below so you can see additional details over this action figure. I will also leave a link to the animated show featured on Amazon Prime so you can see the watch details as well. So, are you ready to see the next showcase collectible here on Nerdmazing? Well, are you? It's gonna be General Mills Count Chocula from Jada Toys. If you're a fan of his chocolatey cereal, you're gonna eat up this Nerdmazing action figure review. Do you want to check out more Critical Role action figure reviews, such as this one over Keyleth? Or maybe you want to check out this one over Percy and Vex? Well, thanks for joining me here at Nerdmazing. And as always, to all my Nerdmazing fans out there, be passionate in what you do, share your passion with others, and be kind to one another, as this world can always use more goodness in it. This is Adam with Nerdmazing, and I'll see you next time.